Welcome to the Footy Junkie, and welcome back if you've been here before, listening to me talk shit. Um, Today there's been a bit of activity in the Arsenal world. We launched our home and away kits today. The home kit looks lovely. The away kit is beautiful as well. I like both of them, to be honest, and looking forward to buying them both. And I definitely will buy both because my brother's an Arsenal fan as well, and he usually gets one, and I'll get one. And then if he lets me, we can do a little swap every now and then. But definitely looking forward to buying the new tops. I'd like to order them online, but I don't know what my size is. I used to be a medium, and I think I might just be a large now. So I'm gonna go into a shop and try it on. Gone a bit fatter, you see. And to be honest, I blame Arsenal for that because when Arsenal lose, we've had a couple of shit years. I get upset and then I eat food to make myself feel better. When we were doing well, I'm pretty sure I was slimmer, although that's bollocks because I was pretty fat during the Invincible season, so I think it's just my fault. So, anyway, sorry, I shouldn't really blame Arsenal for that. That's my personal problems. But anyway, looking forward to seeing the players wear the new top, apart from Mustafi, obviously. Don't ever want to see him wear it. Notice another thing actually. Um, El Neni, he took a picture wearing the new kit and he had long hair. See, if I did some digging earlier and I realised that he actually cut his hair on the 5th of June, so those pictures were taken a few weeks ago. That's me being a bit of an investigator, a detective. Lacazette looked good in the top. You know, I had to put an Instagram story up today with Lacazette, and I had to play a song over it. You know, I was quite excited, and I didn't know how to put music on an Instagram story, so I had to Google it. So I learned something new today, and I've used it a couple of times since. So I think I'm going to start becoming an annoying person on Instagram, just posting videos for the sake of it. But you know, anyway, looking forward to the new kit. Also, looks like Arsenal put a cheeky £40 million bid in for Wilfred Zaha today. And I'm quite happy with the bid. It's a £40 million bid. And I think as a initial bid is probably a good start to the negotiations. A lot of people have been taking the piss out of that bid actually, saying it's way too low. I think a lot of people are expecting. I think Crystal Palace are expecting to get about 80 million, but I don't know how true that is. Again, I've just read things here and there. And we'll probably end up having to spend around 50 million, I reckon. And we might have to give a player up. But I don't know if Crystal Palace want any of our players, to be honest. The only player I can think of, realistic one, would probably be Carl Jenkinson. And that's only because Palace have just lost a fullback. Jenkinson's a fullback. Jenkinson's not very good for Arsenal. We want Zaha. We don't want to pay the full price. So it might be worth just giving them about, 45, 50 million plus a player. But again, that's only if they want Jenkinson, and that's only if they accept 45, 50 million. They might actually be holding out for 70 or 80. But who knows? Really pisses me off about Zaha actually because he's an Arsenal fan, so I'd love to have him. And he apparently wants to come to Arsenal, but what he doesn't realise is, had he not scored against us at the Emirates, we probably would have made the Champions League, which means we probably would have been able to afford him a lot easier. So now, looks like him scoring against us has put a bit of a blocker on his career move. So basically, he's fucked himself up. It's kind of like it's like me applying for a job, right? And then going out of my way, to put that company out of business. That's basically what Zaha's done. And yeah, bit annoying really, but what can you do? I think we might end up signing him, to be honest. I mean, if Arsenal Football Club can't sign Wilfred Zaha from Crystal Palace, there's something wrong with us. I don't think we need Champions League football to be able to attract a player from Crystal Palace. It'd certainly help to be able to afford him. But I do think we can sign him. And I'd love it if we sign Zaha. We don't actually have a good, decent winger at the moment. I think the closest we come is Iwobi, and he's a bit slow. I don't think Mkhitaryan's got much of a future left at Arsenal, and I'd very much like to get him off the wage bill. He's on about 200k a week. Zaha would probably be on something, significantly less than that. Probably like one, maybe maximum 150. Probably more realistically 120 or something. But I don't know. I don't actually know a lot about wages and stuff. I'm just kind of guessing. But looks like we might be able to get him. We've got Raul Sanyehi, or however you pronounce his name, our head of football. I think that's his job title, head of football. Sounds like a fucking good job, but he's already playing a few games here and there, I think, because Zaha's brother's come out and he's been speaking to Sky Sports saying how his brother's dream is to play for Arsenal and all that sort of stuff. And it reminds me of when back in the day when Barcelona wanted to sign Fabregas, and Barcelona were playing all these little games where they were getting the players and family and friends and all that stuff, just talking about, Fabregas wants to come home and all this bollocks. So I'm hoping that, Raul's doing the same shit for us, playing dirty, but hopefully if it means that we can get our players, then why not? Don't really know what else has happened in the Arsenal world. I know we're linked to a few other players, Saliba, Kieran Tierney, all those sort of guys. I don't know how true those rumours are. I see things pop up on Twitter and stuff every now and then, but to be honest, I've purposely kept away from it this summer. I felt like shit after the Europa League final, and I've kind of just wanted to stay away from all these rumours because they just make me feel like shit. Lucky for me, the Cricket World Cup's been on, so I've just been distracted watching that. But with the kit launch today and the Zaha bid, I got a bit excited. So I think I'm going to jump back on the bandwagon and be searching Twitter 100 times a day to see if we've had the Zaha bid accepted. It'll probably be rejected because 40 million is way too low from what Crystal Palace would be expecting. But again, anyway, let's see what happens. We'll probably get an update this week. Hopefully we get an update tomorrow. Probably won't. Knowing Arsenal, we usually do things quite slowly. But a little bit more optimistic now. Now that we've seen an actual bid go through, it's good to see the clubs actually doing stuff. Of course, they were always going to be doing stuff. They wouldn't have just settled for not signing anyone, but it's good to physically see something happening, some activity. So anyway, as I said, let's see what happens. And hopefully we can get an update this week. Thanks for listening.